Report released a few weeks ago on October 19, so we have new data based on 2013 data. And in that report, unfortunately, we have not so good news. 68 countries out of roughly 200 countries that exist in the world, 68 countries have seen a rise in road traffic deaths. And the global total has not changed much, and it stays at about 1.25 million people. And this is, of course, unacceptably high. And 90% of all road traffic deaths occur in low and middle-income countries. In Thailand, is about 24,000 deaths on the roads every year. This amounts to about 66 people dying in Thailand every day. 66 people. This is about 3 people every hour. By the time I finish this talk, there will be 2 or 3 people die on the Thai roads. Just as a comparison, we all remember the tragic event around Erawan Shrine that killed about 20 people. So we have the equivalent of 3 Erawan explosion deaths every day on the Thai roads, and this is unacceptable. In 2012, only about 28 countries have comprehensive legislation, laws, and regulations that cover all 5 major risk factors. These are speed reduction laws, drink and driving laws, helmet wearing laws, seatbelt laws, and child restraints. So now let's look at the global situation. Many people probably don't realize, but in this particular age group of 15 to 29-year-olds, road traffic injuries is the top cause of death globally. So in this age group, it's over 300,000 people die globally every year. And this is a very active age group. Most of them graduated college. Some of them are already new parents. So this is very productive people who are dying on the roads around the world. Globally, from the new report in 2015 just released, in Thailand, this is 4 out of 5, so disproportionately, it's even more men that are dying due to road traffic injuries. Usually, such disproportional deaths are usually during wars. Another interesting number is that from all global road traffic injury-related deaths, 49% are among pedestrians, cyclists, and motorcyclists. But in Thailand, this number is 83%. You see, the difference is quite big. It's quite dangerous to be walking or being on a bicycle or on a motorcycle in Thailand. So to address this, of course, we need many things. But one of the important prerequisites is to have very good legislation, that have very good laws that are enforced. Accidents, traffic crashes, we don't like to use the word accident because accident implies that it cannot be prevented. So we encourage you also in Thai language to try to avoid the word accident when you talk about road safety, because accident cannot be prevented, but crashes can be prevented very easily. In Thailand, during Songkran and New Year, you have every day around 66 people die. And maybe sometimes it's more during these holidays, but mostly not. So again, this is a daily affair. We need to work on this every day, every single day for many years until maybe one day we can relax. But without enforcement, they are meaningless. They're just a collection of texts in a book. For enforcement to be efficient and effective, it needs to be strict, it needs to be consistent and rapid, mostly on the scene. And enforcement measures, they need to be built into laws and regulations, national and local if needed. So sometimes you need a special regulation attached to the law or some guidance on how to apply the law so that it's properly enforced. If people are not sure how they should fine or how they should apply this law or that law, then that law is not complete. And we have plenty of evidence to show that properly developed and enforced laws result in saved lives and reduced injuries. And I showed you just a few countries. So this is not a theory. This is proven. So in Thailand, if you will do it, you can have the same results. So I have a few recommendations for you to consider and also for you to embrace and then ask for these things when you go to the December, to the national seminar, when you talk to your colleagues, when you talk to your bosses. So one is about speed. So the speed on the road maybe need to be reduced, but the speed of legislative changes need to increase. And then although the enforcement of laws is essential for success, it should be coupled with public awareness so that we can anticipate the public resistance and manage the potential public resistance so they can see that they are the final beneficiaries. They are doing this and they're complying with these laws so that they will not lose their children. They will not have their brothers and sisters die on the roads. And all this work requires consideration of pedestrian, cyclists, and motorcyclists especially. If you remember, when I started the presentation, I showed that in Thailand, of all the 24,400 plus deaths in a year, 83% of those are pedestrians, cyclists, and motorcyclists. So it's a vast majority. So when we develop these regulations and laws, we have to keep those people in mind. And of course, in addition to the better laws and regulations and better enforcement, we also need safer infrastructure, appropriate infrastructure. We need space for pedestrians to walk. We need crash testing standards, improved post-crash care, although it's pretty good in Thailand, and improved road safety data so we can have adequate and good monitoring and evaluation. So whatever measure we take and implement, we can see its impact. But if we don't have those indicators and systems to collect those indicators in place, we will not know if what we did actually had the impact or not. And I think altogether we can make a serious and significant change in terms of road safety in Thailand. Thank you.